Hi there, here's another video by Dave Tromp, and in this video I will give you a quick look at the gold and silver markets. So yeah, what's there to say? Gold prices are soaring, as you can see on this chart. It's the weekly chart, and it looks as if we are going parabolic. We've broken the all-time highs here at around 1880, 1800, 1990, 1920, more or less, and it looks as if there's no stopping the price of gold going up. But actually it's not the price of gold going up. The best way to look at it is that the dollar is going down, which we also can observe here in the dollar index. But the dollar index is the price of the dollar against all the other currencies, and the gold chart just shows us the price of gold, the price of the dollar in gold. But the interesting thing is that gold has already made all-time highs in against other currencies. For instance, if we look at the euro, so gold against the euro, then we have already made this all-time high, broke the all-time highs at in the beginning of this year, and gold against dollar has now caught up. And if we look at some emerging markets, like for instance the Turkish lira, if we compare gold against the Turkish lira, then we can actually quite easily see what's going on with these kind of currencies. These are devaluating against gold tremendously as of 2015. That's actually how far this chart goes, but you can see it's continuously been rising, and that's not just for the Turkish lira but also for the other currencies from emerging markets. Looking at silver, we had this consolidation pattern. This is silver against the dollar, and then we had this enormous breakout. So that's a very volatile breakout, even more parabolic than gold against silver. And interesting thing to look at is the gold to silver ratio that has been dropping very strongly. In March we had a all-time high, I think, in the ratio of 127. So it would take you 127 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold, and currently we are at 72, so almost half the amount of silver you need today to buy an ounce of gold. So this means that some parties are buying up silver like crazy. Silver also has an industrial use, but I don't see the economy being strong, the world economy being so strong that a lot of companies need silver. So I think these are actually parties that for some reason want to hold silver instead of gold. Could be an interesting thought that it is Warren Buffett buying up silver because he's sitting on a lot of cash, and he has been very outspoken against gold, but he does have a history with buying silver because he had bought a lot of silver a long time ago, and he made a deal exchanging his silver for, I believe, to buy a bank or something like that. I'm not quite sure on this. I should research this before talking about it. But this is what, when I see a chart like this, that's what I'm thinking. The silver market is very small compared to the gold market, so prices can move easily if a big buyer like Warren Buffett steps in, or Berkshire Hathaway, his company, and buys up a lot of silver. So this is just some speculation on my part, but for some reason the ratio has been dropping very, very significantly. But still, it's if we take a monthly chart and zoom out a little bit, let's make it a line chart so we can get more on it. So the ultimate historic low on this chart anyway is still a long way to go. We are not even at the average ratio, which is around 55 more or less. So silver is still cheap compared to gold, and this also speaks to Warren Buffett. He always wants to buy cheap, so maybe he wants to get into the precious metal games because of all the uncertainty, but he wants to do it cheaply, so he buys silver. But just as in my other video that I showed the Bitcoin against Litecoin ratio, here you see the gold to silver ratio, and there's a general average price or ratio of 55. This is still a long way from 71 as a ratio that we are seeing now. So it's still cheap to buy silver all the way to this ratio, the 55 ratio. And then after that, it might start to become time to start exchanging your silver for gold if you want to stay into the precious metals market and not go into fiat. Okay, this is it for me for the gold and silver market. Looking ahead from week 34 and onwards, I wish you a lot of good trading and yeah, good health. And if you like this video, give the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to receive weekly videos like this, where I analyze the price of gold and silver and cryptocurrencies and the forex market. And sometimes I also post about investing in stocks. So if you like all that stuff, please subscribe, and see you in the next video.